Everton travel to London to face Crystal Palace this weekend in the Premier League, a fixture which has been significant for the Blues over the last 18 months. Everton produced one of their best performances of the season last time these two teams met, running out 3-0 winners back in October. A second half comeback in May last year ensured the Blues would avoid relegation from the Premier League last season, and with Everton currently hovering around the relegation zone, they'd be looking to pick up a vital 3 points in their bid to stay up once again. But this fixture hasn't always been memorable for the right reasons for Everton. A 4-0 loss to the Eagles in the FA Cup last year led to Frank Lampard questioning his team's confidence in his post-match press conference. This fixture has delivered plenty of goals and plenty of drama over the past year and a half, so let's take a look at them. Everton had been on a horrid run of form at the time, and the results of this Premier League game meant that the side had lost 4 of their last 5 matches. Crystal Palace went 1-0 up through Conor Gallagher on the stroke of half-time, meaning that the Blues were behind at the break. Fans in the crowd were unhappy when manager Rafa Benitez made the decision to replace Richarlison with Salomon Rondon in the 58th minute, and James Tompkins made it 2-0 to Crystal Palace only 4 minutes later. Rondon's first goal for the Blues gave them hope of getting something from the game with 20 minutes left to play, but Conor Gallagher's 20-yard strike in injury time made it 3-1 to Palace and succumbed Everton to defeat. Despite flirting with relegation from the Premier League, Everton had made it to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup with a trip to Wembley on the cards if they progressed to the semi-final stage. Ultimately, Everton were dominated by Crystal Palace, who pulled 4 past the Blues with no reply. Everton went 2-0 down in the first half, and 2 goals in 9 minutes through Wilfried Zaha and Will Hughes towards the end of the game put the FA Cup semi-finals well beyond Everton's reach. And to make matters worse, former Eagle Andros Townsend was forced off for Everton after only 17 minutes due to a knee injury, and the midfielder hasn't played since. Speaking to the media after the game, manager Frank Lampard had some strong words to say about his team's confidence. He said, "There's only so much you can keep trying to butter someone up to get confidence. You're playing at the cutthroat end of football. This is the FA Cup quarter-finals. If you haven't got the confidence to play, you can flip it around and say, have you got the to play?" This match is one of Everton's most important wins in their recent history. The team were fighting relegation, and with the season drawing to a close and 3 points needed to stay up, the Blues needed a win now more than ever. And that didn't look too likely when Crystal Palace went 2-0 up at Goodison Park, and Everton went into the break trailing the game, needing to score 3 goals with no reply to ensure their Premier League status. Michael Keane pulled one back for the Blues 9 minutes after the restart. With 15 minutes of play remaining, Richarlison scored Everton's equaliser with a deflected shot which found the bottom corner. The Blues pushed for victory, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whose season had been marred by injury, headed home Everton's winning goal with 5 minutes left to play. Everton held on to secure victory and their spot in the Premier League. At the final whistle, fans spilled onto the pitch to celebrate one of Everton's most memorable wins of the last few years. Everton had another rocky start to the season, having accumulated only 10 points from their 11 games up to this point and sitting 15th in the table. The two teams met at Goodison Park at the end of October in a match which saw a brilliant team performance from Everton. The Blues went a goal up early on, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin opening the scoring in the 11th minute with his first goal since his winner in Everton's season-saving match against the Eagles. They had to wait till just after the hour mark to get the second, with Anthony Gordon scoring from close range to make it 2-0 in the 63rd minute, and with 6 minutes left on the clock, Dwight McNeil added Everton's third. The game ended 3-0 and is one of Everton's best performances this season. Now, things are tight at the bottom of the Premier League table, with only 9 points separating 18th place Nottingham Forest and 12th placed Crystal Palace. Everton are level on points with Forest, only out of the relegation zone due to their superior goal difference. Now, a win would lift them above Leeds to 16th, but only if Leeds don't pick up any points against Fulham. If Forest pick up points against Liverpool and Everton lose to Palace, the Blues will drop into the relegation zone.